What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Hack Shack. Been a minute since we did a full video, so here we go. All right, I bought these lights. I went ahead and glued them on before I started this video because this urethane, I use window urethane, it takes some time to dry, so I wasn't going to be able to have them dried in time to do all that. So here they are. They're on there. They're glued on to my turbo guards with window urethane, just the stuff they glue glass in with. These lights are made by Diode Dynamics, not a sponsor or anything, just I bought them. They are 140 millimeter switchback. So they switch back from turn signal to like a driving light. I'm gonna wire them into parking lights and turn signals. They're white and amber. But first, gotta see if I can get Craig to help me, but he's not much help. First, I gotta take the grill off, headlights out, turn signal out. That way I can wire all this stuff the way I want it. And then I'm gonna cut all that off. I know we painted the truck. I'll fix it. I don't want the headlights there. If it's such a pain in the butt, but if I'm gonna put the turbo lights here, I don't want the headlights there. I don't know. I want them on the bottom. I don't know. I don't even know if that's gonna work. Oh man, this is gonna be a pain in the butt. What my idea is to cut like a pocket out right here and mount the headlights and get rid of this and just use the turbo guard for the signal. What? You coming to help? Or are you coming to bum some ear scratching? All right. So, don't lick me. Don't lick me. Don't you lick me. I said don't lick me. I said don't lick me. But anyway, I'm gonna put it on time lapse and I'm gonna take all this stuff apart. All right, all the lights are off. Doesn't that look better? I didn't time lapse all of it because it was a pain. I had to take all these precautions to cut and grind and cover everything and wrap everything and protect everything in the shop. So I didn't video all that because it was just a ton of extra stuff and it took a lot longer than it should have, but it's what you got to do when you got nice stuff in here with junk. So, all right, now I guess I need to put I don't know where I need to go from here. I need to figure out where the lights are going, I guess, and cut on that. That way I can wire everything at the same time. Or I could just do the halos and wire those, and then because the thing is going down there and up there. Anyway, my hand's in the camera, so I'm moving it. Whatever. Okay, so I guess we'll just put those things on and wire them because they unplug. So I even matched the wires to the little seam in the turbo guard just because. Hopefully this urethane holds up. It's pretty flexible and sticks to everything, including you. Oh, I saw those stickers, made me think about it. I got Craig at GFab Off-Road, got the hook up on the drag radial, so I finally got my new race wheels mounted and balanced, and check that out. It's a whole different truck now. At first, I was like, oh, I don't know, billets, but they're cool. They're nice wheels. They're light. If nothing else, they'll make it a little easier on the truck. All right, so look at that. Looks like white walls. My turbo's got white walls. My turbos have white walls. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get all the stuff together and figure out how I'm gonna mount all these. It's got these little boxes. You gotta mount these in line, and they give you like 98,000 feet of wire. So yeah. This is an extra box apparently. So this plugs into the light, and then it plugs into the harness. So we'll probably end up shortening this to about that long, because I still want to make this box unpluggable like factory. That way if it goes bad, I can stick the new one in place. So GoPro turned off. But all right, let me figure out where these are going. I'll be back. All right, sorry, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Ha. All right, so this is where the lights are going. I just cut these out. Again, it was a pain to protect everything, so I didn't video it. It's not worth videoing anyway. It's just me cutting holes. So I'm gonna do some measuring, and I'm gonna cut some trim rings and weld those in, and then I'm gonna mount or weld a little tab back here to bolt the lights to, and that's pretty much it. That's what it's gonna take to mount them. Super simple, super easy, kind of back to the way the original rendering was. Don't make fun of it. It's kind of a cartoony looking rendering, but this is how I originally envisioned the truck to be, and here's a picture of that. Boop. So see how the lights are flushed at the bottom. These are not gonna be flush because I ended up adding a bumper to this to stiffen the front end up that I didn't know I was gonna have to have on the rendering, because the front end was so floppy. I added this piece of rectangle tubing. But anyways, I'm gonna go cut those and weld them in, and then we'll be back and you can check it out. End of the day, Saturday, I kind of got in a groove, listening to music, and didn't video all of this stuff. So it's just a little cutting and welding. It's not a big deal. I built this little rim, put that on there, and then welded a little piece of 1/8 inch on the back to mount these, and they're in there. And then I just spray painted some crap on there to make it kind of match, and it kind of does. It almost looks like I didn't do anything other than that. Those spots are not shiny, which I'll end up touching up the clear later on that, but it doesn't look like anything was done really. I mean, if this was a nice truck, obviously it would look terrible, but it looks fine on this. So there's the lights. Tomorrow morning, I'll get this stuff wired up. And I noticed that I missed a little bit of Nevada desert dirt in there, so before I put the grill on, I'm gonna pressure wash it a little bit. But I'll get that stuff wired up and get all the lights working and pressure wash that, put it back together, and then we'll have some turbo lights working. So we'll be back tomorrow morning and finish it up. All right, next day. I just got these things wired. I haven't wired the headlights yet, but this is too cool. I want to show you the switchback feature. It's on hazard right now. If I turn them off, they just switch back to, that's wired to the parking lights, which would be like a driving light. That's so freaking cool. Then the turn signal. That's too cool. Okay, everything's wired up. So to turn the headlights on. That's low beam. That's the outer ones and the halos, obviously. And then put it on brights. And I got all four. So before I just had, it was outers on low beam and inners on high beam because I didn't wire it the way I wanted to originally. So I added this relay here. What it gets its power and its switch from the high beam wire, and then the output goes to the low beam. That way, when you turn the high beams on, the relay uses the high beam power to power the low beams. So that makes all four come on. Super simple. I should have showed you before I wired all this up and loomed it. Yes, that's a mess, but this diode dynamic deal came with a whole bunch of extra wire and it plugs in. So I didn't want to make it where it doesn't plug in case there's a problem. So I have a little extra slack, but that's okay. I kind of tucked it in behind where you can't really see it once the grill's on. All right, so now I'm gonna pull it outside, wash it off, put the grill on it. Well, I'll put it outside, wash it off, dry it off, and then I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Come back from lunch, put the grill on it, and then work on the trailer. And I gotta do brakes on my daughter's car, so busy day. All right, it's all cleaned up, back together, and ready to go. So here's what it looks like all assembled. I think the front end came out pretty good for me not having any painting skills. It doesn't really look like a whole lot happened, other than it's not quite as shiny, but we'll fix that later. Here's a little video of them with the lights off in here, and the lights all in action as they're meant to work. So this is the trailer. This is where we're at right now. I didn't video doing any of this. I was in a mood and just did this a couple of weeks ago. So this is all tacked together. Well, the main frame is basically welded. I got to get underneath and weld the bottom, but it's got new leaf spring hangers, new U-bolts, brand new tires, trailer tires, and that's a big old pack rat on the bottom. But I have to Juanita actually cut these fenders off and ground all that so we could reuse the fenders to save us a few bucks. But I'm going to cut a sheet of plate, 14 gauge, to put right here and skirt that down on both sides just to kind of fake that where it looks like the box goes all the way, which we may actually make a little storage box out of that. I don't know what we'd use it for, but anyways, so I got to get some 14 gauge on the plasma table and cut that. And the 14 gauge is behind everything. I think that's my only piece that's going to be big. Oh, wait, this might be big enough. Might get lucky. I have to take some measurements and see if that's big enough, but either way, I got to get all this crap off the plasma table and get some more crap on the plasma table. what y'all just saw me do was I just added some little gussets to this. It's angle iron, and that's where the springs are mounted. So I just put a little plate gusset where that is, so it, you know, gives it a little extra strength. Now I'm gonna go bend those sheets I cut earlier, and well, I'm gonna do one and see how it fits, and then weld that in and maybe get the fenders tacked on tonight. And that's probably about all I'm gonna get tonight. See, it's dark out. It's Sunday night, so video's got to be up tomorrow. Well, it doesn't have to be, but that's what I'm doing. So anyways. Well, it's about 8 o'clock Sunday night, and I still got to go in and take a shower, eat, and edit a video. So I think we're going to call it a weekend or a week or whatever it is, and get ready for work tomorrow. I'll show you what I did here. Got the side skirts on, fenders on. They're welded out. After we get it blasted, if we get time, I'm gonna seam seal all that before we paint it. And then I still gotta clean up that stuff. But we are gonna fake patina it, like try to make it match the Diamond T as good as we can. But pretty happy with how that worked out. It makes it look like a trailer now instead of weird. You know, I'm gonna close that front off and build a tire rack in the front, and then a little. I'm gonna plate that or something to set a cooler on there, but it's just about done with the fabrication. Only just a little bit more. The main part of it is done, and that was the hard part. Just trying to figure out exactly how we wanted to do it. But anyways, I'm not gonna do a weekly update this week just because, well, I mean, I guess I can run around and give you one real quick without getting too in depth. That truck is getting really close. It runs and drives. I just moved them back in after doing all this stuff, but this truck's just waiting to go home after the weather clears up. I had to put a second battery in it. I don't know if y'all saw the short the other day, but this is a truck I built about 3 years ago. And it's got Cody Fry painted it. He's the one that helped me do the Diamond T, and he painted my extended cab ugly. It's got 2415s bagged all the way around, just a 350 in it. We added a second battery, to it for audio. This thing's getting real close. Still got a little bit of wiring to do for the nitrous kit, and then program the gauges, and bolt seat belts in. A few other little odd and end things, not much. She's getting ready. Let's see. Brakes for the 57. The black 57 we worked on a while back, it's gonna come back at some point for a big brake upgrade. He decided he wanted bigger brakes. That's all the PSI wiring and computers for the Suburban, if I ever get time for that. Still waiting on body for this, which I'm not waiting on it. It's getting painted, and when it gets back, we'll start working on it too. The Dodge is still getting wired. A lot of the all the wiring, well, I'm not gonna say all. A lot of the wiring on the outside is already done. Been working on plumbing. Power steering's all plumbed. Got a cooler down here. All new hoses. I used Gates hydraulic hoses for the pressure side, and then made AN hoses for the other side. But most of the wiring's done on the exterior, and I still got a lot to do on the inside of the truck. And we're gonna get to it. I mean, it's just a lot to it. But stoked about these. I think that's gonna do it for the week. If y'all are still watching, I really appreciate it. If you're not, I appreciate you watching anyway. But if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to do better. I took a few weeks off to kind of clear my head and just get back in the groove of it after SEMA. So more to come. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next week. Later.